Hello, Mithilesh. Am I audible? Mithilesh,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
do you want to submit your assignment? Your
No,
assignment
ma'am.
for why the date is already over. It's 26th.
टुडे मैम आज सबमिट कर देंगे.
हाँ, submit कर देना. By the end of this day, submit your assignment. And tell other to join the class.
Okay, ma'am.
গুড মর্নিং ম্যাডাম।
Morning.
ম্যাডাম সুমন বলছিলাম একটু।
Shumon, but it's showing Shivdas.
হ্যাঁ আমার একসঙ্গে রুমমেট।
Okay. Okay. Tell me.
ম্যাডাম অ্যাসাইনমেন্ট গুলো ওই 10 জন আকার বাকি আছে এখনো তো, ওই যে নামগুলো আপনারা পাঠিয়েছিলেন
Within
ওগুলো
10 students, only Mithilesh is present here. Others. Okay, in the class, I will declare the name and ask them to submit the assignment. Because the date is already over, I have to submit your marks in Markout portal. Shuman, tell others to join the class.
Yes madam, I've given them a message.
Okay. Why are you so late? The class timing is 10, not 10:07. Okay, so do you have any? Hello, am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So have you any query regarding your previous class?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Those who didn't submit the assignment till now need to submit it by today at least. Otherwise, I have to mark them as a 0. Because without the document, I will not provide you the marks. The date is already over. So those who are present right now can share this information with those students. I just mentioned the student name. And what is the problem of Abhishek Kumar? Can anyone tell me? Suman? Suman, are you there? Suman?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. I'm there. Unmute
What,
হচ্ছিল।
what's the
Madam,
problem of
actually,
Abhishek Kumar?
madam, he is from Bihar, okay, and he always gives us the excuse of the network and never join the classes also. I've already means
No,
from
no,
the second.
I'm not, this is not for the class section.
Yes, madam. For assignment also,
This is for assignment.
irresponsible, madam. No, every subject he neither submit the assignment, not do anything.
In the chat box, he have already told that he already submitted. But
But
in
it's
the
not,
assignment,
madam.
The assignment list, it's not there. Okay.
And the his assignment is not in the drive only. Yes, it's
Oh,
not showing the drive, and he's telling that I have submitted. I don't know how he's telling.
okay. So share the information with this student that if the assignment is not uploaded in the Google Drive, already the date of TCSIN is over. This is already in the relaxation period that you are submitting the assignment right now. Okay, this is the grace period. So within this period, if the student is not able to submit the assignment, I have no option to mark this student as 0 marks. Okay, so this information share with your friends, all the students of this batch, that without any document, I will not be able to provide the marks. And if I have compelled to do that, then only the minimum requirement marks will be provided. Okay, this information you should share with all of your friends. And Mithilesh, with by this day, or it is by the first half. Okay, submit your assignment. You are the regular student. Every class you are present. So why? What is the reason for this not submitting the assignment within the due date?
मैम मैम जो है तबीयत खराब हो गया है।
No, that's not an excuse. Actually, look, I have already assigned, I have already submitted all the assignment in your TCSR at the very beginning or the first day of this session of this course. At already you have assignment that is CA2, CA3, CA4, as well as PCA1 and PCA2. All the assignment are already uploaded in your TCSN portal. Although there is a restriction that you can't download that assignment from the TCSN portal, but all the assignment you can check, you can see. So this should not be an excuse that you are in a sick condition or whatever be, that is a network issue, that is whatever be the other reason. Because you have the option to submit your assignment for CA2, CA3, CA4, all the assignment. You can submit it also right now also. And it's my suggestion to all of you that whatever the topic that I have covered in the during this class lecture, if you are able to write down the assignment for remaining three, that is CA2, CA3, and CA4, just write it down and submit it in the TCSI. Don't give me the excuse that this is the reason. So this is a 6-month course duration there is for this subject. So within this 6 months, definitely you have enough time to submit your assignment, irrespective of the condition. It's not possible that all the duration you are in a sick condition, all the time duration of this course, you will not submit your assignment due to poor network issue. That should not be like that. And why I have to remind you for the assignment. This is your responsibility that you need to submit your assignment within the due date, within time. And also it's not the responsibility for the seer to remind you repeatedly. Seer is present here to just be like that an intermediary between the faculty as well as the remaining student of the class. So that every time I'll not that facility or sometimes that provision that I can reach to each and every student. So seer is here to help us. It's not like that is the full responsibility that is here will just to remind you that you need to submit your assignment for this subject for another subject. That not like that. You have this responsibility. You need to submit it by your own. Look, you are at the 3rd year right now. After the end of this 3rd year, you will be in the 4th year. That means at the door of your professional life. And at the professional life, there will be no one to remind you for your activity. every time you need to aware of that part. That what are the responsibilities that you need to cover. That will be fully up to you. There will be no concept of CR, there will be no concept of any instructor, faculty like that. Okay, there may be instructor, but there will be no one to remind you repeatedly that this is your responsibility, this is your remaining task that you need to complete it within this deadline. If you are failure, then you will be just left from this from the organization. And there will be, I think, not that two more chance. Only one chance you will be provided. Okay, so whatever be the part, just submit your assignment within due date. And for the next 3 assignment, I hope I don't need to remember it. And those who have problems, try to solve it before the due date, not after the due date. Look, in TCS there is this date restriction. I have already mentioned the date. So you need to check that part carefully. And if you have any problem, you are facing any problem, just like one student asked me that PDF is not in a downloadable form from the TCS. Because I have checked that there is a restriction that at the very beginning, this is for not downloadable option is checked there. So if you want, then I can also provide you the notes material in your WhatsApp group. But try to make a balance between these two. Okay, at least try to go through all the assignment by at least once. Then you have an idea. This is just a beginning level question. There is no complex level question or not even in an intermediate level of question. All the questions that I have assigned you to submit of the CA assignment, that is continuous assignment, this is just the beginning level question. Every one of you will be able to answer this question. And still, if you have any query regarding this question, then you can ask me. But try to submit it within the due date. This is your responsibility. Okay. Any point you want to mention regarding this? I'm just repeating the name of the student who till now not submitted the assignment. First one is Abhishek Kumar. Second one is Arpan Mukherjee. Third one is Dipanjan Khan. Fourth one, Vishwajit Prasad Singh. Next, Minal. Next one, that is Mithilesh. Mithilesh is present in this class. And next, Nishit Panda, Pritam Ghoshal, Saurabh Kumar Singh, and Sajjan Kumar.
Ma'am, my name is Dipanjan. I
Yes.
have submitted some time ago.
Okay, then Dipanjan Khan, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So remaining student, those who are present or not present in this class right now, it's your responsibility. You will just share this information that submitted by today. Otherwise, their grade will be affected. Okay. Okay. So do you have any query regarding your previous class? That is the concept of class, object, method, constructor, and the concept of method overloading. Any query? Shomita, do you have any query?
No,
regarding
ma'am.
this part? Okay.
No, ma'am, understood.
Okay. Okay, so today we will go for a specific section, that is the several keywords that we will use for the betterment of your programming ability, that is this keyword. Okay, I will explain the concept of this keyword in this class. Let me share the content first. And if you have any query, then just tell me that this is your query, you are not able to understand this portion right now, like that. Okay. The screen is visible to all of you. The screen is visible to all of you.
Yes, madam.
Okay, fine.
Yes, ma'am.
So today we will study about a specific keyword that is available in Java, that is known as a this keyword, THIS, and mention this point, that is all the letter in a small letter. There is no concept of capital letter. That is, this T will not be in capital. Okay. So today we will study the concept of this keyword that we will use in Java programming language. Here we just list down the several activity of this keyword. Just look at this. Okay, first point, what is the main utility of this keyword? This keyword is basically a reference variable. This keyword, this particular keyword is used as a reference variable that will normally refer to the current object of a class. That will refer to the current object of a class. The main utility or the main concept of this keyword is it acts as a reference variable. Today we all know that what is the concept of reference variable. So it is nothing but a reference variable, and to which it will refer to the current object of a class. Okay, this is the pictorial representation, that is this is a reference variable. It will definitely refer to an object. And we all know that object is nothing but a collection of a state as well as behavior of a particular real life entity. Okay, so next we will go for the utility of this, how you can use this keyword in Java. Look at this. There are 6 total utility of this keyword, but at present we will study only the first 3, because this is the beginner level use of this keyword. If you want to understand the remaining 3, that is the number 4, number 5, and number 6, then you have to understand the concept of event handling in Java. Okay. As we are not aware of the part that is event handling in Java, that's why these 3 remaining tasks of this keyword or utility or uses of this keyword we will not discuss. But in this lecture material or in these notes, I have mentioned these 3 parts just because for the student who are already aware of Java, who have completed separate course for Java, those students can go through this utility. But for the beginning level or at the right now, right in this stage, you should know about the first 3 uses of this keyword. That is first point, second point, and third point. Each and every uses of this keyword will be explained, and then in a virtual lab, I will show you the utility of this keyword. Okay, so go for the first one, that is this keyword is used to refer to the current class instance variable. This keyword is used to refer to the current class instance variable. So what is the meaning of it? Example, then it will be clear to all of you. In an example, or say you are defining a student. That means you are creating a template of a student. And we all know the template of a student or the basic features of a student means, first one, that is the student must have a roll number, student must have a name. A student must provide some fees for a educational institute to go for a particular course round. Okay, this C is given here as a distinct behavior of a particular student. Now, if you want to make a student class and make it in an application program, next what you have to do? You have to declare the constructor of this class. And why this constructor will be created? The utility of creation of the constructor is that whenever you are creating the object of a student class, that means you are providing the real life existence of a particular student. So at the creation of this object, you can assign the value to the distinct behavior or distinct characteristics of that student. Like that, whenever you are creating the object of this student class, At the same time, you can initialize the value of the roll number of the student, the name of the student, and the amount of the fees the student have provided. Clear? Okay. So for that purpose, you need to declare the constructor. Now within this constructor, look at this. This is the syntax for constructor. That means this is a parameterized constructor and you are just providing the argument value here. Okay, next you need to initialize the value that you will pass to the constructor to this instance variable. Clear? Now look at this. Here, the name of this argument as well as the name of this instance variable you are provided are same. Here it is also roll number, here it is also roll number. Here it is also name, the same as name in the instance variable, and the that is fee structure, that is this is also same in your instance variable. So if you do that, then what will be the problem? Then there will be a confusion that which one is the instance variable and which one are the argument that are just passed to this constructor. There will be a confusion. So to resolve this confusion, you need to use this keyword. So first we'll check that what will be the error or what will be the problem if we not just use this keyword in this program. So let's summarize this program. There is a student class, and within that student class you are defining the characteristics of the student or the specific features of the student. That student must have some roll number, must have some name, and must provide some fees to the institute. Okay, and after that there is a display method. Within this display method you are just displaying the whatever the information that are provided in by the student class. And within the main class you are just creating the object of the student class, and using this object you have just called the display method. So what will be the problem of this program? First let's check that problem, then we will show you the screen is visible, the editor is visible to you.
No, madam.
ma'am.
Okay. Now it is visible to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So go for the coding section. First we will declare a class, now name as a student. This class we are declaring a specific feature. First just the name. As well as the roll number. After that, we are declaring the constructor of this class. Here we just left with the fee structure. This is not required. Then you can also add this part. Look, next we are declaring one constructor. This is the restriction of the constructor. It is a special type of method, but the method name is same as the class name, and that method won't have any return type. Okay. And within this constructor, we are declaring the same thing. Name as well as the roll number. These are the instance variable, and these are the parameter that you have just passed to this method, special type of method, or we can say that is the constructor. Next, you need to assign this value instance variable. Here both the name are same. Okay, we are just doing that, but after defining the constructor, we have to declare a special method, that is within this display method, just showing student. As well as the role of the student. The template for a student class. Now what will happen within the main class? Within the main class, we need to declare the object of the student class to make the real life existence of the student. This line is not needed, that's why I just erased it. So within the main class, we will create the object of the student class. So we'll write down here student OB equal to new student. We'll pass the value for say that is Ram. Then the roll number will be any query till now? Any query regarding this program? Look at within there is a template for student class, and within this template of student we are just declaring name of the student and roll number of the student. Then we are creating a constructor and we are just assigning the parameter of the constructor to this instance variable. But here we have done only that part, that is the name of the instance variable as well as the name of the this parameter name, both are same. And after that, in the display method, we are just showing the name of the student as well as the roll number of the student. And within the main class, we are just declaring a student object, and then we are passing the name as well as the roll number, just like your similar to your this program. Okay. Now run this program. Look what will happen. Just a minute. Get any result here. Okay. All the string that have initialized as a 0. Clear? So what you need to do? You need to, just a minute. You need to make this program as an executable form. You need to declare this part with the use of this keyword. Okay, so you need to write down here this. It will be this. Okay, so when you will do that, then look what will happen. Just a minute, there is a problem in the editor. Refreshing it. The student object. this, we are passing the value of the variable. That is say name. After that, there will be roll number 1. Okay. Next, check it. Output is not. Let me check it. Okay.
Ma'am, object defined for print corral.
No. Actually, we are not calling the actually. I understand the problem. Look at this. We are not calling the display method basically. That's why the output is not showing. Look at this. Now the problem will show you. Now it will be executed. We are not calling the display method. So how this name and roll number will be called? Now look at this. This is the name of the student. This is the roll number of the student. And just omit this keyword. Then we will show the actual problem that why we will do this. Your previous program. Now look at this. Whenever the instance variable name as well as the parameter name that you have passed to the constructor both are same, then there will be a confusion. So if you want to run this program, then what will happen? Just check it. There will be the output will show you that, but look at the result. Look at the result. Here the name of the student is assigned as a null and the roll number of the student is assigned as a 0. Whatever be the value that you will pass to the constructor, that will not be initialized to your instance variable or to your object, because there is a confusion between these two. There is a basically collision between these two names. Okay, that is the name of the instance variable and the name of the parameter that you have just passed to the constructor. So to remove this problem, you need to use this keyword. So if you use this keyword, and then run this program again, then this problem will be resolved. Look at this. Now the name of the student is also showing and as well as the roll number of the student is also showing. Clear to all of you that what is the utility of this keyword? This keyword, whenever you are just using this keyword with a dot operator to the instance variable, it will refer, this part actually refers to the instance variable. Then whatever be the value that you want to assign to this instance variable, the name resolution or the name collision that will not happen. Whenever you are preceded this keyword with a particular name of the variable, that means it will show you or it will actually identify you that it is the instance variable. This is the utility of first utility of this keyword in Java. Anyone have any doubts? Anyone have any doubts? Normal, just recall your previous program that I have just discussed with you for the box class. Whenever we are calculating the volume of the box as an instance variable, we have just written down height, width, and depth. And within the box constructor, whenever we are declaring the parameter name, that is as a H, W, and D. So there is no problem regarding that part. Just if you don't use the name here, just N as well as the R, then you don't need to write down this keyword. Fine, then it will be fine. You just run this program, there will be no problem. Because there is no confusion between the instance variable name and the name of this argument, basically. Okay, but if you just want to write down the same name as an instance variable name as well as in the constructor parameter name, then you need to write down this keyword. And whenever you will just write down this keyword with a particular variable name, this will be treated as an instance variable. So to invoke the instance variable, you need to write down here this keyword. Otherwise, it will not provide you the value that you have assigned to the object whenever you will create the object of that class. Clear? Any doubt till now? Any doubt? Anyone have any doubt regarding this part? Okay.
No, madam.
Okay, fine. Mithilesh, any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So we will go for the next one. So what is the next utility of this keyword? Look at the screen is visible to you.
Yes, ma'am.
What file is visible to you?
No,
Editor,
madam.
ma'am.
Editor is visible.
Editor is visible. Okay, let me share again. Now it is visible to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Madam.
Okay. Okay, so we are in the second uses of this keyword. This keyword will also use to invoke the parent class method. Although you will not able to see the difference between these two because compiler will automatically do that part. But for the sake of understanding, you need to have that idea that this keyword will also can be used to invoke the parent class method. Just look at this example. Here in a class A, you are declaring a method named as a M. And next you are also declaring another method N. And within the method N, you have just recalled the method of you have just previously declared, that is method M. And within the main class, you are just creating a object of the class A and you are just calling the method N. Then what will happen internally? Internally, compile will, since you are invoking the same class method, then this keyword will be added. This part is done by the compiler. So if I show you these two programs separately in the virtual editor, you will not able to see the difference between these. All the time you will see the same output. But it is for your understanding and it is for your knowledge that this keyword will also be used to invoke the current class method. This keyword will also be used to invoke the current class method. Just look at this example. Let's check it at least for one time. Let's do it very quick form. How can be used to invoke the current class method? Just there is a class, sorry. There is a class. And within this class, we are just declaring one method, that is void m. Okay. In this method, you are just put down this talent. Writing here just inside it m. Okay. Next, you are also declaring another method, that is void n. And within this method, you are just call the method m. Just call method m, and after that we are putting another SOP. This SOP we are written down here, that is it n. Next, within the main class, and you can do it in the same class also. Here the main class is already defined, that's why I am writing here. Here what happened? We will declare on object of the class A. We are declaring object of class A, and but using the object, we are just call the second method. Okay, we are just call this second method. Look what will happen. Now look at this. First of all, this method will be invoked, and within this method, we are just calling this is m. So this method will be invoked, and within this method there is a SOP, and here it will be written as a inside m. And after that, this statement will be executed, that is inside m. Now, what will happen internally? Internally, whenever you are calling a method inside the same class, then this method will be invoked like that. This dot m. Okay, internally this statement will be replaced. M, this calling of m will be replaced by this dial. This is internally happened. So you will not be able to see that. So I can just show you that the result will be same for both the classes, both the cases. Look at this. This is inside M and inside N. So both the program will have the same output. So what is the difference between these two? The difference is that whenever you will call a particular method inside a class, then within this class, this method will be invoked by this keyword, and this will happen internally. You will not be able to see that. Okay, whenever you are calling a method from within the same class, then this particular keyword will be used for that purpose. Clear? Any doubt for the second uses? Any doubt for the second uses?
ম্যাম দিসটা আরেকবার বলুন না এখানটা আরেকবার।
This keyword for the second one, just a minute. This keyword for the first uses is already over. The second uses is this keyword will be used to invoke current class method. This keyword is used to invoke current class method. What you are doing here? You are just invoking a method that are defined within this class. This m method is defined as well as declared within the class A. And next, what happened within another method? We are just calling this method. Okay. Since we are calling a particular method that are defined within the same class, then this keyword will be automatically appended by this method. So that to mention it that this is a current class method, and you are invoking a current class method to your program. That's why it is written here this. Any problem? Look, this will not happen. That if you just omit this, both the cases the output will be same. But internally, whenever you are invoking a current class method, At that time, this keyword will be appended with that method. To mention this point that it is a method that is defined within the same class. You are not invoking or you are not calling a method that are defined in the another class. Next, it will be very much clear to you whenever we will declare the concept of inheritance. Now we are all the part we are doing here that we are defining several methods, we are defining several variables that are within a class, and from the main class we are creating the object of that class and we are accessing that class. When the problem will arise? The problem will arise whenever you will inherit a particular class. Just think about that. But inheritance means you are acquiring the property of another class. So whenever you are acquiring the property of another class and within that class, there is also a method that is named M. Then which method will be called? Which method will be called? Just like think about the part. Your father have a Rolex watch and you also have a Rolex watch. So by inheritance, you can acquire the Rolex watch that your father have. So which Rolex watch that you have just in your hand, at your hand, then how it can be resolved? There must be some specific features or there must be some understanding so that your parents or your friends basically understand that which Rolex watch you have just at your hand. There should be some specification or you need to mention it explicitly. No, this is my Rolex watch that you are seeing at right now. You have to explicitly mention this point. Just like that similar concept. Okay, this concept actually get utilization whenever you will use this concept with the concept of inheritance. That which method you want to invoke. Then this keyword will be used to invoke the current class object. That means your Rolex watch, not your parents' Rolex watch. Okay, clear the idea? Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay, today the time is already over. So we are left with the third uses of this keyword. In the next class, we will discuss the third uses of this keyword. And I'll share you this document at your WhatsApp group. Although this is also be uploaded in TCS Iron, but there are lots of students that complaining that they are not getting the document from the TCS Iron. That's why I will also share this document with you in your WhatsApp group. But mind the first suggestion or first appeal to all of you that you need to submit your assignment or your query prior to the deadline of that assignment. Okay, and if you have any query, you can ask it to this theory class as well as also in the lab class. And whatever be the program that I will show you or in your lab class, the program that will be shown to you that you need to practice at your home. Clear?
हेलो मैम, हेलो
Yeah, tell me.
मैम बोले सौरभ कुमार सिंह बोले। मैम बोले हम TCS में हम सबमिट कर दिए थे असाइनमेंट कल ही, पर अभी शो नहीं कर रहा है।
तुम एक काम करो, तुम वो जो असाइनमेंट TCS में सबमिट किए हो वो एक गूगल ड्राइव में भी सबमिट कर दो।
यस मैम, कर दिए, गूगल ड्राइव में भी कर दी।
हाँ, गूगल ड्राइव में सबमिट कर दो।
ओके मैम।
Okay, let me stop this recording.